Well, good morning everybody. My name's Glenn Samuel. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all fighting fit and well. Look, today I want to talk to you about a very simple thing, and that's to answer the question as to what video camera I use, both in this studio here and outside in the field. Now, I have various cameras that I use for the YouTube videos that I produce, both inside the studio here and outside when I'm out photographing for YouTube. But the camera that I use most of the time is this. It's a Canon 80D with a flip out screen, right? It has a 10 to 18 millimeter 4.5 to 5.6 so-called wide angle lens. Keeping in mind the 80D is a crop sensor body, and at 10mm with the crop of 1.6 with Canon, 10mm becomes 18mm. But I have to say, I bought this 3 years ago when I was in the United States, only because it was cheaper than what it was here. And it came with that 18 to 55 kit lens, so I didn't want that. I wanted the wider angle, so that's why I spent a bit more money and brought the 10 to 18. That's it there. Now, flip out screen. I have to say, the autofocus on this is outstanding. Canon really put a lot of effort when they designed this 80D. Now, it's been superseded by the 90D, which I'm not going to buy, I don't need to, and that's even better, which I think shoots in 4K from memory. This is 1080p, but that's all you need really for YouTube. And I have to say, as I said, the autofocus on this is absolutely brilliant, but I tend to manual focus when I'm making videos, both in here and outside. Now, I always shoot in manual when I'm making YouTube videos. That way I control the ISO, shutter speed, and for the depth of field, obviously, the aperture. So I won't go through the details of all the specifications on this camera. There's plenty of those on YouTube, but that's the camera I use for my YouTube videos. Now, microphones. For the past 18 months, I've been using the microphone you can see here. It's the Rode Video Mic Go. It's a wireless system. It's absolutely fantastic. Rode microphones are outstanding, but I have various other Rode microphones here. I have the Rode Video Mic. Sometimes I use that in the studio. I never use these outside. That's a shotgun mic. And as I said, I have different cameras for different video purposes, and sometimes I use a GoPro. And I use this. This is, just take it off. That's a dead cat, so they call it, poor thing. And it's that. It's a video micro, little shotgun mic. Works really well on a GoPro, by the way. The only problem with these, you have to be front on. Where the one I'm using here now, I can be anywhere. Up to, I think, 100 metre radius with this particular wireless Rode Go system. Now, tripods, well, I use a Joby Gorilla Pod sometimes with the GoPro, or I use it on the Canon EOS M3, which is a mirrorless camera, which I'm using here now. That's another video camera that I do use. But when I'm using the 80D out in the field, and you might have seen this in some of my videos, is this. Now, I brought this tripod probably 2.5 years ago from a company called Canon Concepts, and I thought, well, I'll just give this a go. I was after a fairly decent sort of tripod without spending remortgaging the house to buy it. So I ended up getting this. It's an aluminium tripod, so it's a bit heavy, and it's that. It's the, I don't know if you can see it or not, probably can. It's a Canon Concepts aluminium tripod. Now, I think 2.5 years ago, well, 3 years ago I paid about $140 for it. And I thought, well, that'll do me. I don't want to spend heaps of money because the video, the tripod I use for the video absolutely cops a hammering. It's been in salt water, muddy water, sand, snow, all around the waterfalls, fresh water. It's absolutely been hammered, and like all my gear. But that thing, this tripod, seriously, is bang for your buck, especially if you're using a mirrorless camera, something smaller, or your video camera. This thing is outstanding, quite frankly, and I'm glad I've purchased it, and it has not missed a beat. The only thing it did do, I needed an Allen key just to tighten up one of the top Allen nuts on one of the legs, that happens to all tripods. But that's the tripod I use when I'm out in the field with the 80D. So that's what I use. The 80D, Rode microphones, and a Canon concept tripod. That is the gear that I use outside. The gear that I use inside is either the 80D or the Canon EOS M3, which is a mirrorless camera, which is with the flip-up screen, which is another outstanding camera actually. It's been superseded now over a few years, but it's just superb, and that's what I'm filming on now with a 15 to 45 millimeter lens. It's currently at 15 mil, but yeah, that functions very, very well. And the internal, or the microphones that I use inside, it's usually the video mic go, as you can see there, or the Rode shotgun mics, and the little one on the GoPro. But basically, as I said with the 80D, I won't go through all the specs. It's absolutely fantastic. As I said, it's been dropped, kicked, knocked. It's been rained on. Branches have fallen on it. It's just been absolutely hammered, but it's still performing, and I want to keep it. I don't want to sell it, you know. So it's been a great camera. That's the 80D. So that's the cameras I use for all my video work, really. Won't show you the GoPro. It's over there somewhere. I think it's a Hero 8, I think it is. Yeah, Hero 8. Once again, I fit that with the Rode video mic because the GoPro sound is atrocious. But that's it. That's all I use. So I just thought I'd put it out there because plenty of people ask me, what cameras do I use for video? That's what I use. You don't have to spend much money. It does the job. The actual colour coming out of the 80D is very, very good, and Canon's renowned for that with their video, with the colour in their video straight out of camera. It really doesn't need much playing around with. But other than that, that's the gear I use. So I hope that helps the people out there that have been wondering what cameras I use for my video work here at YouTube. So that's it for another episode of Sniper Photography. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and the bell next door so you don't miss anything. Other than that, any comments or suggestions, please put them down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So as I always say, be nice to yourself, family and friends. But most of all, you keep shooting and keep smiling, and bye for now.